Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to Game Theory, the last cult of Minecraft Illagers by the Game Theorist. So, subscribe, like the video, click that bell, and down in the description is my second channel. Subscribe to my second channel, like all the videos on my second channel. Click that bell on my second channel. Link down in the description below is my Twitch. Follow my Twitch. Link down in the description below is my Reddit. Follow my Reddit. Post on my Reddit. Link down in the description below is my Discord. Go to my Discord if you want. So do all of those things right now. Right now, to come back to this video. I'll be waiting. You done? You've done all those things right now? Alright. So, yeah. In 3, 2, 1, let's react.
Huh. Okay, I give up. These guys don't have some sort of secret language like the Endermen. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're just idiots.
Alright. Way to give
Hello, Internet, and welcome to a diet theory.
Oh, diet theory. I mean, is there like 2 diet theories now? The other one was, I really don't remember what the other diet theory was, but there was one. There was one.
And unlike all the other theories that I've claimed are diet theories, this time I really mean it. I am not joking around.
I mean, it's like 11 minutes long, so he's not joking around.
Many theories were originally meant to be a smaller episode exploring new fun angles on recent topics that didn't fit into the main theory, and yet every time I try to write one of these things, every time they always wind up too long. Not this time, my friends. I swear, today we are not gonna go past page 2 or like the 10-minute mark, even though the outline for this episode is currently at 4 pages. Curse my verbosity! Today I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into a topic I began covering in our last Minecraft video. In that episode, we concluded that the Illagers were exiled from the villager civilizations because they were experimenting with the powers of life and death. And we know that to some extent they've been successful, considering that evokers carry totems of undying, items that literally grant new life at the point of death. Now they live on the outskirts of society in the woodland mansions, where it appears that they're continuing their experiments, converting villagers into
I mean, just call him Hero Brian, alright? We just call him Hero Brian, because everybody is scared of Hero Brian. Everybody. Every single person that has played Minecraft knows who Hero Brian is. And is probably scared of the dude.
Theory, I hypothesize that perhaps those Steve clones may have inadvertently led to the creation of the game's zombie menace. But that still left us with a lot of questions unanswered. What's the deal with the fake end portal rooms that you can also find in the woodland mansions? And why are there these giant replicas of cats and chickens hidden?
Always problems. This is the problem of downloading YouTube videos on a YouTube video downloader, not just straight out of YouTube because I don't have any Wi-Fi. Alright, be back.
Could he have been? Is it possible that he's an official part of this game's lore? Today we're cracking open the first of this little 3-pack of diet theories, the fake end portal rooms, why they exist, and their connection to a fascinating and incredibly tragic real-life story that may tell us a lot more than we expect about the history of these Minecraft villains. More than we expect about the history of these Minecraft villains. So pull out your nether wart, water, and sugar, my friends. Today, we are going swift. As I brought up in the last episode, there are lots of strange rooms hidden throughout the Woodland Mansion hideouts, but none of them are as suspicious as the fake end portal rooms, in which the Illagers have used green and orange wool to roughly recreate the layout of an actual end portal. I mean, that's pretty darn weird. Like, there's lots of weird details in games that may or may not have themselves a greater lore importance, but in this case, to take an endgame location and place it in the hands of the villains in a way that they're trying to recreate it, it's definitely the devs trying to tell us something. Especially when you consider that they were included in the game so much later than the end portals themselves. Like, maybe if the Woodland Mansion came first, then this would be them trying to hint at this mysterious stronghold's existence, hidden somewhere out there in the world, and how to use it. But end portals have practically been in the game since the very beginning, since version 1.0.0.
Since November 2011. and like, well, the Mansion came out in 2017.
Whereas Woodland Mansions were added to the game 5 years.
Oh, 2016. 2016. Alright, September 2016. I mean, it's still pretty new. In the grand scheme of things, it's still pretty new.
Years later. You don't put stuff like that in arbitrarily. It feels like a detail that, if we're somehow able to crack it, will actually tell us a lot about the story of this game. And I think I'm beginning to wrap my head around what it all means. Now, let's think through this logically. The fact that the Illagers are trying to build a portal for themselves tells us a few important details. One, Illagers have somehow managed to see a stronghold at some point, already an impressive feat, and two,
Alright.
not only did they see a stronghold, they somehow were able to understand that it was important enough to want to try and recreate it for themselves. Now, something that I didn't get to talk too much about last time was the whole wool thing. I've already mentioned them using green and orange wool for their fake end portals, and that would be interesting on its own, but that's not the only instance of unusual wool usage inside the mansions. For one, none of the beds in the mansion are real beds, despite real beds having existed for years before the implementation of Woodland Mansion.
Actual beds were implemented before the Ender portal? That seems crazy.
Instead of crafted beds, Illagers attempt to recreate what a bed looks like by using white wool and various colors of carpet. Talk about itchy and like zero back support. It's no wonder the Illagers are always so cranky. Illagers also have themselves map rooms, which once again don't use crafted maps, but use carpet on a table to create the
I mean, that doesn't say anything at all. Pretty sure it doesn't say anything. Because there's purple wool in the right, there's a little bit of yellow wool, right there, and some purple. Don't really understand that map, but I'm pretty sure it's important to the Illagers on where they want to go. Maybe that's a village. Those purple things, oh, maybe the yellow things are villages. I don't know.
Illusion of a map. All of this reeks of a real-world practice called cargo culting. You see, cargo cults are an absolutely fascinating phenomenon that actually happened in the aftermath of World War II. Imagine this. You live on a tiny, remote island in the middle of the ocean with just your fellow tribesmen, completely secluded from the rest of the world. And then all of a sudden, giant metal birds appear out of the sky, making...
I mean, I would feel freaked out if there's I was just here isolated, and then there was just like, what are those? I would say what are those, but up in the sky. Not, what are those? But, yeah.
Loud roaring noises. The birds come to a stop on your island, and out of them step humans. People that look like you, but different. Different skin tones, different hair colors. And they come bringing things that you never could have imagined. Pills that save lives, clothes in bright colors and new materials, food in metal containers, objects that can take down the fiercest warriors with just the push of a button, machines that travel fast and never get tired. Sometimes they bring all these things in their flying birds. Sometimes these things just fall onto the island. While they're there, these visitors take time to build things. They clear long strips of land where their birds come and go. They put up these tall towers where they can be closer to the heavens and where they talk to themselves all day while wearing these strange ear coverings. They erect tents and shelters where they live. And then after a year or two of these visitors coming and going, suddenly the birds stop landing. Everything that came with them goes away. They were like gods, and you, not fully understanding what brought them there in the first place, try everything to get them to come back. This is exactly what happened to the small populations of indigenous people on the Melanesian islands of the South Pacific during World War II. Islands like Vanuatu, Fiji, New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands. Here they were, societies complete—
Papua New Guinea was an island before? I mean, Papua New Guinea isn't really that rich now, but before they weren't really that rich too. But, yeah, Papua New Guinea is a big country. I mean, look at the size of that, Papua New Guinea and Fiji, but they're still not that rich, aren't they? And Papua New Guinea was isolated too? Really? I mean, this is the best border I've ever seen in my life. This is like, there's like something here, but it's a straight line. Straight line right there. Best border I've ever seen. No border, I mean the best border that anyone has ever seen is in the sea. But for countries that do have borders, actually every country has borders, but for countries that that are on land and have other countries there. And this is the best border I've ever seen. A straight line, except for this little thing. But best border I've ever seen. Papua New Guinea, best border. Bordering Indonesia. Papua New Guinea, Indonesia gets my best border award. Yeah.
Completely removed from the rest of the world, existing in their own self-contained bubbles, when all of a sudden, Japanese troops land on the island with ships and planes, carrying there. A world that is so far beyond where your civilization currently is.
The Japanese flag was better before than after. I mean, now it's just a red dot. But this flag was better. This flag is better, alright? This flag, bring back the old Japanese flag, because that was way better than just a red dot and white.
And then these people start building things
Probably
like
means
airstrips and control towers for their planes. They start airdropping supplies onto the island, causing crates of cargo to literally rain down from the heavens. Later on in the war, it would be Allied forces using these islands, bringing even more visitors and even more technology. But when the war ended and the troops suddenly stopped coming and the airdrops stopped happening, some of the villagers were rightly left confused as to why it had all ended. Some claim the reasoning was that nobody was running the airports anymore, and they started cults dedicated to rituals that involved lighting up the runways, waving signal cones around. They started to imitate the practices that they had seen the soldiers using. They carved headphones from wood and wore them in fake control towers.
They carved headphones from wood. I mean, they won't sound great, but the noise canceling on those is gonna be amazing. The noise canceling on those are great. That they built headphones that don't really work, but the noise canceling on those is gotta be great. Yeah.
That they built. They started to mimic the
Even
marching
fake
parades
satellites?
and the training drills that they had watched these visitors perform. They even used rifles that had been left behind, or when they ran out of those, they started carving new ones from local wood. They built life-sized replicas of airplanes and cut more runways into the jungles of the island, just hoping to attract more planes. I mean, these were places and practices that seemed so important to the visitors when they were on the island, so maybe doing them again would summon them back. It's a wild story, right? And really, when you think about it, it's pretty darn sad too. These people were operating under the idea of, if you build it, they will come, but they never came again. Now, we obviously know that simply operating the ground section of an airport isn't gonna magically summon supply drops, but to these islanders, how could they have thought any differently? Gods suddenly arrive from the heavens and then leave. And so you, not properly understanding the cause and effect of the whole thing, try to recreate the things that those visitors cared about. And thus the term cargo cult was born, meaning a group of people who perform rituals without fully understanding the real mechanisms that work behind them. Now, the reason I tell you this story is that I believe that is exactly what we're seeing with the Illagers. They see something called a bed, and they try to recreate it using a bunch of wool, but they're missing the point and about 3 wooden planks. It's just like the Islanders sitting in fake radio towers with wooden headphones. On the surface, they look the same. It is parallel, but in reality, they're completely different. It's the same thing with the Illager carpet maps, and it's especially true of their fake end portals.
Oh, this is a diet theory? This is a diet theory? I would say this is a full game theory. I mean, it is, but it's a diet theory, as he has claimed, but still, this is a diet theory. This doesn't look much like a diet theory.
Anyone who's actually been to the end knows that you need to insert Eyes of Ender into the end portal frame blocks, and that the presence of the...
I mean, I did that on my Minecraft survival on my second channel. Link down in the description below, alright?
lava doesn't really matter at all. But the Illagers, though, they seem convinced that all that was really important in that stronghold was the color, the number, and the arrangement of the blocks. This is especially true since they have access to lava in other rooms of the mansion, but they don't choose to use it in their recreation of the end portals. I mean, even the giant cat and chicken rooms in the woodland mansions seem tied to the cargo cult story. Just like the villagers of Melanesia built replicas to the giant metal birds that came onto their island, the airplane airplanes, so too are the Illagers building replicas of these animals, I guess. I don't really know. I said earlier in this diet theory that to recreate a portal room, the Illagers had to have first seen a stronghold, and secondly had to understand that it was somehow important. What I think all of this is telling us is that they must have seen an active end portal. It most likely indicates that they saw something go into, or more accurately, come out of that end portal. I think that this may be our strong...
You can't really come out of the ender portal. That's impossible. That's very impossible. Can't really go out, because when you go in, after you've beaten the ender dragon, you're gonna go to your spawn point, not out of the ender portal.
Evidence yet that the ancient race of builders that we've been talking about throughout all of these Minecraft theories, the one that built the ancient temples and mine shafts of the overworld, that maybe they originated on the other side of one of those portals. They pop on through into the villager and illager world and bring with them the ability to create sophisticated objects like beds and maps, knowledge of how to both mine and craft. But then they leave for some reason, and when they left, there were those who remained that didn't quite get it, and are doing whatever they can to bring them back. Again, I'm not sure, but consider the parallels to the cargo cults. Visitors arrive from another world, they bring with them technology and knowledge that allows them to make magical things, and when they leave, the villagers then mimic their actions. Like I said, I don't know if that's really what's going on here, but to me, it's definitely the best explanation I have right now for all those random rooms and objects in the woodland mansions. Next time...
Probably the best explanation. I mean, you can't get a better explanation than game theory. Are you? Can you?
We crack into a diet theory, Vindicators, Herobrine, and the truth behind their eyes. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to hopefully be notified.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button on this channel. You can subscribe to them, but mostly subscribe to this channel, please. If you didn't do that in the beginning of the video, you see, alright, it's gotta say subscribed. But if it's does not say subscribe, you didn't follow my directions. No, don't do those. You don't not follow my directions. Just subscribe is good. Not subscribing is bad. Liking is good. Not subscribing is bad. Everything that I said was good, but not doing everything I said is bad. That's... yeah.
Notified when that one gets uploaded, and in the meantime, I hope that your thirst for theories has been quenched, because that was a theory. A diet theory. Low calorie, still
same game, great theory, less
filling. How'd I do on time, guys?
Oh, you did just great, man. Just great. You shaved off a whole minute from a normal theory.
By Zeus, I have to figure out a way to make these things shorter.
In 11 minutes, you can't go shorter than 10 minutes, because if we do, that's a no-no. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and of course, do all those things that I said. Alright, do all those things that I said in the intro. Thanks for watching. Of course, peace.